They lied. Drake and 21 sneak dissing at its finest in Drake It's Up. And Drake doing what he does best. After losing to the boogeyman, he's trying to continue sending subliminals along with 21 Savage without being direct and saying Kendrick's name, which shows me two things. One, he's scared of Kendrick because he can't be direct anymore, but is still mad he lost since he's still trying to send subs his way. But good on you, Drake, because if you say Kendrick's name one more time, he's gonna bring the hammer on you. Make sure you keep sneak trolling without being explicit. But let me say from a musical perspective, I do think this song is pretty dope. This is what we want to see from Drake, at least something. I mean, don't give me no Gwan Delilah and You My Everything. Don't give us no Party Next Door collab. You still in hot water though. As for 21 Savage, nah. You didn't say a damn thing when your boy was actually in the battle with Kendrick. Everyone was shook of Kendrick's pen. Your boy was getting called a PDF file and you and Yachty stood on the sidelines. You didn't say a damn thing then. Please don't say a damn thing now. But no, rappers doing what they know best, throwing rocks, hiding the hand. It's like when a big dude comes at you and you scared to death of that dude. But as soon as he leaves, better run. People trying to push that this isn't a sneak diss, I don't think are using all the brain cells. Because academics literally, like, day after Drake dropped his song, I think it might have been the same day, he said on his live that he got a text from 21 Savage's manager who said, he's not dissing Kendrick. Firstly, I wouldn't take Act's word as to whether or not this is a sneak diss. Secondly, I wouldn't take 21's manager's word that this isn't a sneak diss. I'm gonna use my brain and listen to the lyrics themselves. Because one thing rappers try to do is throw a diss but hide behind what it really means so that it can be misdirected at their leisure. Oh nah, I meant him. I ain't mean him, and they want the fans to argue so they can look tough but not stand on it. In this video, I'm gonna break down some of the best lyrics from both Drake and 21 Savage. No, I don't think this song is before the beef. Just listen to the lyrics. Before I get into the full breakdown of the lyrics, let me quickly explain some of the points as to why I don't see this song as old and before the beef as claimed by other outlets. One, in the website leak, it's actually labeled new in caps. I mean, Drake literally dropped 100 gigs of footage, but left 3 songs. Because I know when I saw this at first, I was like, 100 gigs? Did he literally drop 100 gigs of music? That's gotta be like 1,000 songs. But no, it's just random documentary footage. And he only left 3 songs in this website right at the top, and labeled the song section new in caps. Is all critical thinking gone these days? You can't get an unopened box that's wrapped and you say, maybe this box was made 5 years ago. Next thing, manager doesn't say it was before the beef. He literally just say, nah, this wasn't recorded before, straightforward. He said, 21 isn't dissing Kendrick. I think he meant to say, I hope 21 isn't dissing Kendrick. Next thing is, they mentioned Young Thug being in jail and spending so much time that he learned a lesson. It's not like once he went to jail, but after some time. And the Thug trial has been very popular these days in the last couple of months with all the shenanigans going on. Then he does the song with 2 Atlanta artists and name drops a 3rd Atlanta artist. All 3 artists, Young Thug, 21 Savage, and 2 Chainz, were referenced by name in Not Like Us in the lines You Run to Atlanta When You Need to Check Balance by Kendrick. The next thing is I Don't Care About My Ops, saying over and over, referencing all of the Drake's ops at the moment and during the beef. We all know about that. He references being in Texas. I mean, Drake moving to Texas is a very recent discussion. And he says, I put the horns on the front and the back. You know, Drizzy gonna roll like a Texan. Another thing he references a recent purchase made. I just picked up something from Mercedes. It's a one-on-one, you know, and further things. So stay tuned. Let's break down Drake's lyrics. And I will also get to 21 Savage's lyrics. All right, and he goes on to Cygnus. I love all my friends, thinking about this life I provide for them. This world has some real things dividing them. My right hand is Muslim, I die for him. I like this line. Some people may think he's talking about his producer 40, whose real name is Noah James Shabib, but it seems he's talking about his business manager, whose name is Future the Prince, and his real name is Adele Noor. I had no problem with this line because I personally grew up in an urban environment with all types of races and cultures and religions around me, but I think Drake is using this very specifically here because throughout the beef, clarifying Drake's true background, right, of being black, but also half Jewish, was being brought to the forefront. With so much happening in the world and all the media bias pitting religions, you know, against each other, here Drake is saying, y'all love yelling at the top of your lungs that I'm half Jewish. But guess what? My best friend is Muslim and I'd ride for him. Here Drake wants to win some culture points in my opinion, especially with a lot of celebrities of recent converting to Islam. But whether he would ride or die for his best friend, who knows? People claim they'd ride for you only when you're doing good. But as soon as you're low, they kick you to the curb. It also seems two of Drake's right-hand men, 40 the producer and Future the Prince, both are from Toronto. Future the Prince, Adele Noor, is Drake's music manager. He seems to be the one he's referencing. He works with Drake and 21 Savage. He also helped co-produce the show Euphoria with Drake. You won't find a ton of info about him. He seems very low-key with just a few Instagram posts that all have Drake in them. With some research, it seems he's Somalian and from Toronto. In Non-Stop off the Scorpion album, Drake says, Future took the business and ran it for me. And he was talking about Future the Prince. As for 40 the producer, he was actually a former child actor. He starred in an older TV show called Goosebumps. His father is a Lebanese Canadian film director. His father's name is Donald Shabib, and his mother is Teddy Moore. So he is half Lebanese Canadian and half white. His mother being a white Canadian actress. Interestingly, Noah's mother actually starred in one of the biggest American classics called A Christmas Story, where she played the teacher, Miss Shields, and was pregnant with 40 the producer at the time of that filming. That's crazy to me. 40 has been by Drake's side since the beginning, and what people may not know is that 40 is actually one of the founders of the OVO label. One other thing that this showed me was Drake seems to have friends behind closed doors that are standing by him, even though they didn't speak out during the beef. If I was Drake, I would tell Lil Yachty and 21 Savage, y'all ain't saying nothing? Number 2, I get knocked out, they help me rise again. Drake is saying that after losing the rap beef with Kendrick Lamar, his friends like 40 and Future the Prince are still riding with him and helping him make good music. And after several lyrically weak songs after the rap beef, this one is actually decent. Even though I do think Kendrick is the stronger artist, Drake does have history of getting knocked down and rising up again to reclaim his career. Only time will tell how he rises up after the Kendrick battle. In 2009, Drake got on Hot 97 to freestyle on Funkmaster Flex's show, but he stumbled a bunch and read all his lyrics off of his phone. And that's the freestyle we all saw where Drake was like, oh, that's how you feelin', Flex, and scrolls through his phone and just can't find his verse. And this caused a lot of controversy at the time and now, with people questioning Drake's true abilities. But despite this, shortly after that lyrical mishap, he actually signed to Young Money with Lil Wayne. So that's interesting. He also went on tour with Lil Wayne after tearing his ACL, but he decided to go on the tour as this was another important step in his career. And a few shows in, while performing his hit Best I Ever Had at that time, he actually slipped on stage and tore his ACL again. And he had to actually get dragged off of stage. And he needed surgery. He missed a few shows, but came back to finish the tour when it was in Toronto. And around that time, he continued to generate more buzz. So I'm not gonna lie, Drake does show dedication to his craft and his self-chosen goals. Number 3, I don't care about my ops. I don't care about my ops, repeated over and over by Young Thug. Like, Young Thug is not really like on the song. We all know during the rap battle with Kendrick that Drake had hella ops. Even though he lost, Drake continues his tirade and sneaked this on Kendrick, and the others, by using this line, continuously repeated. Drake does seem like he's willing to go pretty far. Something I'll admit, I didn't think Drake had the guts to do. I can't help but think of the usage of the late Tupac's AI voice to diss Kendrick, even though Kendrick got on his ass real quick. But the fact that Drake was ready and willing to go that far and low leans into the meaning behind this line, I don't care about my ops. Even with all the backlash he got for all the annoying things he did, he always seemed to double down on everything that we all hated or he was criticized for. Most people felt the Tupac AI voice was a massive disrespectful move, but even during and after losing the battle with Kendrick, he continued to troll on Instagram with Tupac's ring. In the video, wearing a Tupac shirt on Instagram, showing off a car that looked like the BMW where Tupac lost his life. He said the slave line once in For All the Dogs, and he got massive backlash, but then he used it again in Family Matters. Even though I think Kendrick would win against Drake any day, it does seem Drake is willing to play pretty low. But sidebar, after seeing the battle, Meet the Grams, Not Like Us, we clearly know Kendrick is willing to go farther. Number 4. I just picked up something from Mercedes. It's a 101. Black exterior, the one I want. Red inside, like that time of the month. These rappers always stay bragging. How do you think that makes your fans feel? He uses this line a lot. Red inside, like the time of the month. Another line that seems distasteful to me, but I'm not a woman, so I don't know exactly how women feel about this line. Here he's referencing a woman being on her monthly period. Here he's comparing what happens to a woman to the interior color of his car being red. So y'all tell me in the comments below what y'all think about that line. Number 5, blood money, that's how I got this. Blood money, that's how I got this. We go on vacation whenever we want because I don't care what my op says. Another line as to why I feel this song was definitely referencing the beef and after the rap battle with Kendrick, because I know I referenced the stupidity of Drake saying he's going on vacation in his rap battle was the dumbest thing I heard. And a lot of people joked about it. Here again, Drake is doubling down, saying it again. Like, I don't care. You guys said I was going on vacation and Kendrick destroyed me while I was on vacation. Well, I'll go on vacation whenever I want. That might be true, Drake, but I'll tell you who cares, your enemies and your fans. So hopefully you care about them because nobody cares or wants to see you go on vacation when you're getting destroyed by Kendrick Lamar. But sure, go ahead. Hit the Bahamas, Drake, while we rock with Kendrick. I don't know what to tell you. But going on vacation during the rap battle is like playing in the NBA Finals. You know, you're down 20 points and you just take off your jersey, throw the ball to the opposing team, yelling, I'm going on vacation. Y'all finish the game without me. I'll be back though. Blood money, that's how I got this. Blood money, that's how I got this. These were interesting lines. One thing people miss behind this bar is that the word blood money, when you say blood money, which he says twice, and in the chorus, it means money earned through violent, illegal, or immoral methods, often related to crimes. Another interesting twist, while I'm not of the camp that necessarily thinks Drake had anything to do with the XXX Tentacion's passing, one of the great artists, RIP X, blood money is also a term that means money given to someone in exchange for taking someone's life. Okay, interesting. Y'all have a field day with that one because that double entendre can lead people down a rabbit hole. In fairness, another more clean meaning behind blood money could be just sweat equity. Drake saying, I earned all this through hardship and hard work. And I'm not gonna lie, Drake definitely looks like as someone, he worked hard, he's been around through a lot of years. Whether he's a great rapper, we're gonna argue that. You guys decide which it means. Number 6, I can't sleep at night with Thug in Cobb County corrections. I think he did enough reflecting. I think my brother learned his lesson. Another reference in this song that is very recent. While yes, Young Thug was arrested in 2022, only recently did his trial actually start, and only very recently was the trial getting a lot of buzz with all of these strange, obnoxious things happening in the trial, with multiple judges getting removed from the case. Young Thug's lawyer, they're trying to put him in jail, for contempt, secret meetings with witnesses, snitches that are gaining clout for being funny on the stand, like Lil Woody, and him hanging out with Charleston White during the trial and dropping Instagram posts that people are following, and even dropping music named after what he says all the time on stand. I don't recall. Thug wearing hella nice fits every day of the trial. I mean, it's just got a lot of buzz. So in this, Drake seems to be referencing also the length of time Young Thug has been in there, almost about 2 years, and on trial going on for about 3 months. It has no end in sight. He said, I think he did enough reflecting. I think my brother learned his lesson, meaning time has passed. Also, this line feels as a very clear reference back to Kendrick's statement in the beef. You run to Atlanta when you need to check balance, and it also feels disingenuous because even after Young Thug was arrested in 2022, Drake dropped 2 full albums after, Honestly Nevermind and For All the Dogs. And I don't think he mentions Young Thug a single time in any of those 2 albums. But suddenly, he's deep in thought about Young Thug spending time in his prison cell in Atlanta, sending heart emojis to Young Thug, who's being tried in a RICO case. I have no idea how he truly feels, but again, these things are questionable when you look at all the music. One thing I was doing some research on is that it seems that Young Thug is being held in Fulton County Jail, not Cobb County. So it's possible Young Thug was held in Cobb County early in his arrest. Number 7, I put the horns on the front of the back. Drizzy gonna roll like a Texan. She texting, she love me. The Mexicans love me. I'm out here just making connections. Another recent reference of Texas. While Drake hinted that he bought a home in Houston in September of 2023 in his concert, there doesn't seem to be a lot of media coverage on it. We do see new reports that came in that say he bought a $15 million ranch in Texas, which is crazy. Drake is trying here for interesting double entendres. Because when I first heard this verse, I heard I put the horns on the front and the back, but he's saying I put the horns on the front of the Maybach, which there are pictures of Drake's Maybach with bull horns on the front. Putting bull horns on the front grille of your car seems to be a style that originated in Texas, although you can catch people trying it all over the country. Here, I even see someone in New York putting bull horns on a Ford, and even a Tesla in Hollywood. Drake seems to be fascinated with taking on the fashion and style of a particular region, which seems to change from time to time, but now he seems to be on this Texas style. Also, he's giving shout outs to Mexicans in this. We know that there's a big Mexican community in Texas. Number 8, the way I'm used to playing the politics, I swear I could win the election. This line is interesting. It makes me think that Drake really is someone who's trying to fit in. As regular people, we see politics as a game where people are trying to play buddy-buddy in exchange for money and power. But saying you playing politics is a little nasty because playing politics is usually not something someone outright says. In fact, people use it as a way of calling someone out, which people who are actually playing politics deny so they don't come off as phony. But here Drake is saying, I am a phony, I do play politics. Kendrick Lamar said in his XXX song off the Damn album, it's murder on my street, your street, back streets, Wall Street, corporate offices, banks, employees and bosses with homicidal thoughts. Donald Trump's in office, we lost Barack and promised to never doubt him again. But is America honest, or do we bask in sin? Interesting lines of Kendrick. We see Kendrick talk about how politics kind of messing up society, and then we hear Drake kind of like saying how he plays politics. And in one sense, playing politics is still an important aspect to society because people often need to align themselves with other people, exchange favors to help each other. But I must say, the way Drake says it here sounds more like the conniving politics, where you fake and front to persuade people of something so you can either fit in or gain something for yourself. Number 9. You dudes is overprotective of hoes. I'm already over the next one. These lines sometimes baffle me by Drake because he seems to play both sides. Some of the biggest fans of his music are women because of his singing and R&B vibe. But then he will easily switch up, mock and poke fun of women, saying in his music he's betraying them, passing them off to other people, or just using them. Drake has a bunch of exes, according to a report in Augustman, ranging from SZA, Tyra Banks, Jennifer Lopez, Bella Hadid, Serena Williams, and even Rihanna, who didn't want his ass. Rihanna was smart. Drake himself said about Rihanna, reported in the New York Times, quote unquote, "You know what she was doing to me? She was doing exactly what I've done to so many women throughout my life, which is show them quality time, then disappear." I was like, wow, this feels terrible. So Drake got a taste of his own medicine with Rihanna. And I'm kind of glad for Rihanna. I did not see Rihanna being with Drake. This line does seem like a shot at Kendrick. When Drake slighted Whitney several times in the rap beef, he talked about why did you have to talk about the family, and when Kendrick went psycho on him and even brought her out to dance in his Not Like Us music video to disrespect Drake even more. This was a way for Kendrick to show that he's protective of women, especially when Kendrick said about Drake in the rap beef that Drake uses women for his ego. But here, Drake doubles down and says, you overprotect hoes, but he's already over the next one. Saying you're over the next one is pretty raw because you're saying you're already over something that hasn't even come yet, which means you simply just don't respect women, or you're never going to respect women. And I can hear someone say, well, Drake said hoes, not women. But of course, Drake is not gonna say women. And I can't deny that some men may refer to women as hoes in a general sense, unfortunately. So, we have to take it for somewhat of face value. Now let's get to 21 Savage, the man who claims he's Drake's friend, but stood behind the sidelines during the Kendrick and Drake beef. 21 had nothing to say then, but now he has a lot to say in the subs. In an Instagram video that came out during the rap beef, he said, Metro my brother, Drake my brother. Even though Metro is the one who coined 21 OVO Savage in the comments. 21 seems to flip-flop a bit. One time he says Metro my brother, but then calls him a bully and kicks him out of his live. Then in 2021, in an interview with Academics, he says if he wasn't a rapper, he wouldn't listen to Drake. And that it sounded like he doesn't fully respect, the music. But then he does a full collaboration album with Drake a year later called Her Loss. Rappers be straight flip-flopping in line. This is also a testament to Drake's running to Atlanta because as soon as he heard 21 didn't respect his music much, what did he do? He went and put him on an album to help build rapport with Atlanta and the streets. Another reference back to Drake's lyric, the way I play politics, I can win the election. But I have to say, I do think this verse sounded dope. This is a typical 21 flow that got him popular. Number 10, if it's on sight, up your gun on me. All that mugging and looking, yeah, dude's doing all that woofing. I like this line. Here 21 is claiming, if we have problems, then actually step to me. Don't just give me looks and be doing a whole lot of talking. These lines, we don't know who exactly 21 is talking about, but he can be referencing Metro, and he can be referencing Kendrick, or it can just be a general line, which I'm not going to go down that road. One thing I recall, and I did enjoy in Kendrick's Not Like Us video, Kendrick often maintained a serious poker-like facial expression, which I thought matched him and matched the vibe of the video's message perfectly. So this is why I think maybe 21 is talking about Kendrick, doing all that mugging and looking. I don't think he wants it from Kendrick, let me tell you that. Number 11, my ops together, but I don't discriminate. I got them both hit. Them dudes be lying, them dudes be dying, and they never post shit. Here 21 is saying, all my enemies, I see you together. I treat you all the same. The same hate I have for one of you, I have for all of you. But the second part to me is interesting because he references two people specifically, saying, I got them both hit. So which two people could 21 Savage be referencing? My thoughts are that he's subbing Kendrick and Dave Free, because Dave Free's name, got really popular throughout the beef because of all the Drake references saying he slept with Kendrick's girl and got her pregnant. The accusations in the Not Like Us song were the biggest ones against Drake that he was bothered by the most. The PDF accusations and how everyone is making a fuss as to whether or not to let the song play, depending on which side you're on. Also, and saying that it was produced by Kendrick and Dave Free. And that's kind of why I think this is a sub against Kendrick and Dave Free. So here, 21 seems to say both Kendrick and Dave Free are lying, And then it gets a little more solidified by the last line, and they'll never post shit. Kendrick and Dave Free are known to not post much on Instagram, right? They're just doing it through music, which I think is the right thing, to be honest with you. To me, this is a straight call out towards Kendrick, in my opinion. But number 12, then he kind of picks up the pace with these next lines. It kind of goes for the little flow. No rap cap, come out my mouth. Made a couple of songs, think he hot now. Hit his ass up, he think he Pac now. Broad daylight, he got shot down. Chopper bullets make his ass hop around. Bloodshed ain't no way to stop now. He goes in these verses. To me, this line is a continuation of the previous claim about Kendrick and others spreading lies. He says, no rap cap come out my mouth. He's trying to say in music, I don't lie and I don't make stuff up. But then he goes on to reference something specific. Made a couple of songs, think he hot now. Hit his ass up, think he Pac now. Savage, who are you talking about? 21 Savage's manager, don't say you're not talking about Kendrick, because you are making a very specific reference here. We all know, Act reported that 21 Savage's manager claimed that these lines are not talking about Kendrick. But I'm not buying anyone's explanation. I'm listening for myself. You know, Drake and Drake fans like to run with the narrative that Kendrick barely makes music, and these few songs in the rap beef are like the only thing that makes him lit recently. I'm not even going into that because clearly Kendrick's albums are historic and Kendrick is stamped in hip hop. I'm only referencing this to make the connection to these lyrics that 21 is trying to say, like, you made a couple of songs, Euphoria, not like us, and you think now you're the big and bad guy. Then he continues to make a Tupac reference. We all know the symbolic connection between Tupac and Kendrick. Kendrick references him as his hero, and he specifically wore a Tupac outfit in the pop-out concert where he performed all the songs from the rap beef. And Drake himself specifically used Tupac AI to diss Kendrick in the beef. So there's no way, 21, you're going to tell me at this moment in time, you just so happen to randomly make a Tupac reference, someone who I don't think you've referenced ever in your songs. So to me, these are sneak shots at Kendrick, saying you think you tough, we can deal with you violently if we have to. You think you Pac, we can hit you up. Making a reference to Tupac's famous diss song against Notorious B.I.G., hit him up. So y'all tell me in the comments below what you guys think. Number 13. Going live will get your ass popped now. Seem like everybody want to opt now. To me, this is further proof that this song's content is recent. It sounds like a reference to the Fulio incident, the RIP to Fulio, where he went live displaying where he was going and where he was, and was later gunned down in his car at the hotel. So Fulio also has a song called List of Dead Ops. 21 does have a good point here that I think social media can definitely get you into trouble. And it's something I think a lot of people got to pay attention to, because what you say and do is public to be used against you. Even Young Thug, they're using his damn lyrics against him. Imagine bringing up all Instagram posts, you know, in a criminal trial, in a criminal massive RICO trial that could have massive stipulations. Going live tells people your exact location, and if you're a rapper with beef, you may compromise yourself this way. So the line everybody want to opt now is interesting, because I agree, in this day and age, people seem to get a kick out of beef, and people seem to want to publicly beef with each other, oftentimes for clout. You will see rappers beefing in songs on Instagram, and even YouTubers beefing with each other. People use conflict between them and other people to garner more attention, unfortunately. Number 14. I want to see red stop sign. I want to see red Clifford. She keep trying to rip on my zipper. I moved to LA. I'm a clipper. Y'all are not paying attention. Let me take some water. Now, this line gets super overlooked and is very direct. He says, I moved to LA, I'm a Clipper, which is a double entendre, one for the basketball team, the LA Clippers, but then he says, if I move to LA, I'm a Clipper. In other words, a shooter. And this to me was a real sneak diss to the West Coast, especially given the very outright support Kendrick has been displaying to LA during the rap beef. And here comes 21, right after the rap beef, right after a line referencing Tupac, saying if he moves to LA, he would be a gunman. There could be another reference where he's trying to say, I'm gonna clip her. She keep trying to rip on my zipper. I moved to LA, I'm a clipper. I don't know. Like the connection of saying like, if I'm gonna be with that girl if I move to LA seems far-fetched. And you all gotta listen. You all tell me in the comments below what you guys think. But 21, if you ain't talking about Kendrick, you better come out and say it, man, because you coming, you're on the song with Drake talking about all these references, and you making all these LA references, and you making Pac references. No. You gotta say it. I don't want to hear nothing from 21 Savage's manager. Number 15. Then you go on to say, I'm slaughtergang OVO. This line is crazy to me. And another clear reference that this song is referencing the rap beef. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure 21 Savage has never labeled himself OVO. In fact, I believe Metro Boomin was the first to dub him OVO on his live, calling him OVO Savage after the beef. in the comments of 21's Instagram live, where 21 Savage labeled Metro a bully and then kicked him out of the live because he said that. Again, flip-flopping, now calling himself OVO. And this is definitely a strong supportive comment towards Drake, especially after Kendrick coined OVO as OVO and got everyone saying it. But I'm gonna give you credit that 21, I think here, is being pretty direct and probably the only individual labeling himself OVO after Kendrick's OVO. I don't even think Lil Yachty, who's Drake's buddy guy, ever labeled himself OVO. Yo, 21, respect for that, man. Also, Slaughtergang is known to be 21 Savage's street set. Again, he's trying to give Drake some street credibility. Instead of saying Savage OVO, which is what Metro Boomin said, he's going further saying Slaughtergang OVO. And this plays exactly into what Kendrick said in Not Like Us. 21 give you false street cred. Damn, it's on point. I don't know why everything Kendrick said is falling into exactly what Kendrick said, which it just boggles my brain, man. Now, this line is one of the biggest ones, where I think is a direct reference. Again, we back on Drake's convo, crazy outrolls, talking nonsense. And he brings up 2 Chainz' name, another Atlanta artist. Hey, I'm feeling like 2 Chainz, true. Bitch, I'm 21, bitch, I'm not 22. Knocking off the name brand dudes in your crew. Heard you miss your dogs. Now it's long live who? Idiot. This last line is another strong sneak diss. It's tricky because he could be referencing ASAP Rocky or Kendrick. One, he's bringing up 2 Chainz right to your face, like saying, you said I run to Atlanta, I'm gonna bring up 2 Chainz. Knocking off the name brand dudes in your crew, heard you miss your dogs. Now it's long live who? So now we gotta go back and say, who said long live? Who said long live someone? ASAP Rocky or Kendrick? And to be honest with you, like in Family Matters, it feels like Drake spent way more time on ASAP Rocky than Kendrick in Family Matters. But to me, this is another sneak diss towards Kendrick. People can argue as to what it is. You guys tell me in the comments below. ASAP Rocky does have an album called Long Live ASAP. It doesn't click to me because it's not like in Long Live ASAP Rocky was making odes to people he missed. It's about Long Live him. Maybe Drake is saying Long Live who? Like Long Live ASAP? Oh, hell no. Again, if it's Kendrick does perform N95 at the Louis Vuitton Men's Spring Summer in 2023, where he raps a lot of N95, but then also does some ad-libbing. And in that one, just last year, Kendrick is saying, long live Virgil, long live Virgil, and he keeps saying it. So long live ASAP, long live Virgil. I don't think this is a direct diss at Virgil himself, RIP, but again, multiple references to Kendrick. And then saying idiot at the end, like a clear, direct line, like you're calling someone an idiot. Y'all tell me in the comments below. Drake dissing at its finest.